to Be This World. Today, it's my pleasure to have you join us like always. Today, we want to look at the NLC and TUC. Recently, they demanded for huge increase in their salary. Normally, every normal individual will know that for sure they deserve increments in their salary. But what we are asking now, the amount they demand for, is it necessary pending the current situation we are in Nigeria today? Cost of living, cost of electricity, cost of fuel, yeah. Having in mind that our society is fuel-based society. If you can't buy fuel, if you can't get electricity in affordable price, if you can't get foodstuff in affordable price, even if they pay you 1 million today in Nigeria, will it sustain you? This and more we'll be talking about today. And like always, I'm not always here alone. I always have someone that will put a life to whatever thing we want to talk about. So join me to welcome on the show today, Dr. Sonny Maduka. Dr. Sonny Maduka is a professional and a political analyst. So he have his own way of putting life and educating us on what we're actually going to talk about today. Join me to make a welcome for Mr. Sonny. Good morning, sir. Good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here too. And thank you, Nigeria.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, you just have to, because the situation now demands that every Nigerian must smile. Just take the smile, and that's the best thing to do.
I like that. Like that. Now, let's get down to the business of the day, because we don't have much time for pleasantries. Recently, NLC and TUC demanded for huge increments in a salary, which some Nigerians say, oh, they deserve it, considering what our NAS members are receiving. They understand. Now, other people of view is that what we need is not actually increments in salary, considering that we can afford to buy fuel, we can afford to buy electricity, and we can afford to buy foodstuff. Now, what is your make on this argument?
Well, many Nigerians, the commentators, they've come up with different views. Amongst them is that paying a worker 60,000 naira will crumble the economy. And I was just laughing, because 60,000 naira, as you can see in a recent display, where a tin of Milo is 62,000. You see, the problem we have in the country is that our leaders are not innovative. They are not proactive. They are not looking outside the box. As we have today, we have mono economy, where everything revolves in crude oil. In other countries, we have technology has come to stay. In most countries, they don't have oil, but they are all developing in a rapid way. Talk about Singapore, Malaysia, talk about even US. I don't want to go into the core Asian tigers. They've innovated from what you call mono economy into technology or innovations. But in Nigeria, we are all looking only to one indices. How much is crude oil going to sell? How much is going to be divided? How much is the 3 tiers going to collect? And at the end of it, we end up in the same cycle. I don't know how somebody will say that the problem we have today is about the increment in labor demand. The problem we have today is not about the increment in labor demand. It's the planning of the economy. Our economy has never been planned strategically. We all have these short memories. No country developed under a short-term economy indices or planning. You have strategic planning process. For instance, you look at China. China have almost 50 years planning, economic planning program. So they don't depend solely on one economy.
One source of economy.
Yes, and each regime comes in, he keys into the program and to the strategy. But you discover in Nigeria, once any government comes, you jettison whatever is there, and then we start a new process. It doesn't work like that.
We don't have continuation.
There's no continuity.
Policy.
And then, most importantly, What is the inflationary rate today? The inflationary rate in Nigeria is almost 36%. Interest
Hmm.
rate is 26%. And if you go in terms of looking at the cost of foodstuffs, they've all increased more than 300%.
Exactly.
So I don't know why somebody should say that the demand of the labor is not tenable. It is. If only our leaders could cut down their excesses, their wastages.
Exactly.
How will you phantom a leader going to his own state with 87 SUVs,
Hmm.
convoys? So how will you phantom that? How will you think about a National Assembly guy earning up to 15 million in a month?
Just one
How
person.
would you think? Yeah, how will you think about the governors and the presidency allocating security votes that nobody is accounted to? So we
Hmm.
have a lot of problems. It is not about the demand. Even if labor demand 250 or 300, it is doable if we have leaders that are a little bit empathic or sympathetic. But as of today, what we have are leaders who are selfish, who are
Hmm.
only talking about themselves, their families, and everything. But look at it this way. If your child, you have 4 children, and they're in school, you have to pay for school fees, you have to pay for electricity bill, and of course, you talked it now that electricity is not even there. So you must live on genset. And to buy fuel, you know how much it costs. The
Hmm.
same thing to a person who is a peasant worker. Let me say, like the weather. The weather
Yeah.
depends solely on diesel, to power. So you discover that
Exactly.
the whole thing revolves in you are struggling and nothing is moving. But those people who are supposed to plan the economy are all bugging. They are so much as bugging. They are telling you tighten your belt. Meanwhile, their belts are open, more open. So I think we have a disconnect. As of today, but let me tell you the truth. There's no middle class anymore in Nigeria. What
Yeah.
we have is either you're rich or you're poor. Because those people who are supposed to plan the economy has made it such a way that no poor man survive. And that's why people are talking about let the poor breathe. Nigerians have gone through a lot of problems, especially within the last 10 years. It has been traumatic experience. The rate at which Nigerians have been subjected to poverty is terrible. The out of school children is over 10 million in the north.
And keep
You talk about
increasing.
it every day. You now talk about the unemployment rate, 45%. So how do you want Nigerians to survive? You can't have two segmented policies where one is for the big men and one is for the poor men. And unfortunately, because our leaders are a little bit inconsiderate, none of them have been able to open their mouth and say, oh, look, I am going to forfeit my salary for 2 months or 3 months for my people. They don't do that. Except I think some governors, I think Governor LFSOT has, is not taking his salary because he's giving it to charity. But I'm looking in such a way that some of these leaders could go into that line and say, look, my salary should go to certain individual or charity organizations. Let us see empathy when you're telling people to endure. People should be able to see you know,
Yeah.
giving that impression that you are equally part of that suffering.
Taking a lead, that makes you a leader. That's the sign of
Yeah.
the sign of a leadership. Taking a lead, not just saying it.
Exactly. Exactly. So you said one thing and you're doing another thing. So that's why Nigerians are not happy. And I said it that it's just a matter of time. Because when you push somebody who has no legs to the wall becomes that person's leg. Nigerians have taken a lot from our leaders. And this particular NLC in Brano is going to create a lot of problem. Because definitely there's no way 60,000 naira could be given to somebody. It is wicked. It's like I think Father George said it. He said it's economic appetite. And that's what exactly we are experiencing in this country. Nigerians have been subjected to economic sabotage and economic appetite.
Now, you're even talking about 62,000 naira. Now, what we have on ground is that each senator goes home with 13.5 million naira monthly. And the governors are saying that's not what governors are taking more than that and other things they get around them. And the governors are saying that they can't even pay the 62,000 naira. Not NLC have not even accepted to receive that. And governors are saying that they can't pay it, that the federal government should not negotiate for them. What do you make of that?
It's the issue about deceit. We've not had leaders who are very, let me say, prudent in management, and of course, who are truthful. I don't know, because as of today, I don't know if most of the state government have been able to do even staff auditing. I know that some states started it and there was a problem. I could say even in my local government here, the mayor, who is a chairman of a local government, wanted to do that kind of staff auditing. It became a problem for him. So these are the issue. Can we know the actual number of staffs that are in each state? It will help us to
Exactly.
know. But unfortunately, there's no database. There's no database anywhere. So no state can tell you this is the number, because if you look at what is happening, the number of ghost workers in most states are more than those who are working. So the state should be able to tell us what are the authentic number of employees within their purview. Then they should use that to plan. You see, what they are planning and what they are talking about is guesswork. Because I would have expected the governor to go back to their home, ask their head of service, hey, what is it that we make in a month, average monthly income? I'm not looking at even the internal revenue, but at least average from the federal government. What is the strength of our staff? What are the other things we are going to do? It's priority. But today, if you talk about insecurity, as of today, the security vote that the governors are taking can pay more than 100,000 for each worker within a state. If
As
appropriate data
managed
or
and
staff audit,
utilized.
yes, that is the only problem. So it's not about just shouting and talking about it. They are talking about, can they take 40,000 naira as their own salary? Let this start from them. As of today, most of them, their children and their family members are not even in the country. They don't get treated here. They're not in school. All their schools are in abroad. So you see, you put that dichotomy. It doesn't give reason for anybody to tell me you can't pay 40,000 naira. Then that is why they've killed public school. They've killed public health care. They've killed everything that's public. And most of them benefited from all these institutions. But they killed them because they can be able to put their hands in the national coffer and be able to take care of them. We just discovered what happened in Kogi, the last governor elect,
Administration. Exactly.
paying upfront
Children's school
to
fees upfront.
you can imagine.
Millions of money.
And that person is still working around. But you see some people who are on the street work being picked and labeled. So there's a dysfunctional law in this country. Why should such a person still be on, or they've not arrested the person? Are they telling me they don't know where the person is? The person has
Immunity.
what do you call it?
Immunity.
Intels, security agents. Yeah. So they say the security agents are withdrawn. So you withdraw the security agents, but those security agents should have arrested that person. So
Exactly.
the country we have today are a country that is divided, truly divided. And I don't know how we're going to get over it. And if we are sincere to ourselves, I think we should be able to either disband this country and start afresh, or we
Yeah.
disband the constitution
Now,
and start afresh.
how can we get over it where some of the NLC and TUC member already are rejoicing for the 62,000 proposed by federal government? Do you understand? Some of them are even
Yeah.
saying, oh, it's okay. Why majority are saying it's not okay? So it becomes a very difficult thing for us to get it right or achieve it because we don't have the power of unity among us as Nigerians. Don't you think that is our major problem?
But the major problem, let me put it for you, just one word: corruption. Let me put it one word. That's a corruption. The people who are saying, who are okaying it, are people who are probably in the office. They are earning extra from corrupt practices. That is the only thing I can tell you. Because no sane person, no sane worker will say that 60 or 62,000 is okay.
2,000.
It is,
When
yeah, it is.
a bag of rice is 100,000 naira. A
So
tin of beef ready is 65,000 naira. So how can
that's
62,000 naira be okay for a worker? For people who are making this money that our NAS member are spending.
that is just to tell you in a nutshell. Anybody who is clamoring for that has a skeleton in his cupboard. Is because you know that part of the problem we have today is civil servants. Because every file, everything must be, you must drop something. If you have a society that's shown corruption, there's no way any individual, same character, will advocate for a pay of 60,000 naira for a worker in Nigeria. Where are you going to get the extra expenses to feed your children? As of today, but I was in market yesterday. Let's find that I'm in the village. 5 tomato this is 1,000 naira. Then 6 cups of gari is 1,000 naira. I'm not talking about other things.
You're even getting it cheap in the village. Come to the town.
Village.
That's 6 cups of gari is about 5,000 naira now in the town.
So you can imagine. So how do you tell me that a civil servant will advocate and say yes, okay, without some kind of sinister motive? And of course, let me tell you what this is going to lead is that there are going to be corruption everywhere, because somebody must survive, and survival means that you do everything to survive. So
yeah.
Workers they're going to be, this thing you're talking about, corruption, going to be explosive, because people are going to ensure that they survive. And of course, you're going to have a terrible idea about nationhood. A lot of people will not take Nigeria for anything in terms of dignity. Nigeria are going to lose hope in the country. Yes, because a country that cannot feed you, feed your children, give them medical, give them water, what then are you talking about? People are proud of America because America provides certain basic needs of the citizens. But here, there's nothing. A child, in fact, I was so baffled that even a child who wants to go and get his name has to pay 4,000 naira. I said, what? For those people that are going to take their WAEC, I said, this is supposed to be free for these children. How do you want a name, for Christ's sake? 4,000. So what is it that a citizen in this country can say, this is what I've been able to get in this country? So it's going to create a lot of dysfunctionality. And of course, like what happened yesterday when I watched the 6 governors from the southwest, and I was just laughing when they now advocated they are going to immortalize or sing their own tribal national anthem. I was just laughing. That's to tell you that the country is not yet a country. We are divided, whether you like it or not. We are just pretending. A country should be able to look at every citizen as being equal in everything. If you are a leader because it is opportunity. It is not for you to boss anybody. No, you're a leader and you're supposed to be a servant leader. If the workers are saying, no, we cannot survive with 60,000 or this and that, you should be able to look at your own salary. How on earth will you tell me that you cannot pay when you can build vice president house for 21 billion? It's madness.
And it's not like our vice president is living on the road.
And
his
and it's not so, and it's not going to be an investment. You're saying, okay, it's going to yield something to the coffers of the government. No. How can you tell me that a government who is saying can advocate and pay 90 billion for people who are going for Hajj to look for another foreign god? We have our own gods. We have Shango, we have Esu, we have Amadioha. Why can't we? Why can't they pay and go? Yes, and worship there. What are they going to worship? Their stone? And they are all we worship stone too here. So let them worship here. What is it? What is it that is the foreign god that Nigerians don't have? Even the foreign god they are worshiping, what has it translated into? We are still corrupt,
Nothing.
infested. So
Very,
what
very
are you
corrupt.
talking about? Some people goes into Israel, they go and worship wall. And if you worship wall, yeah, they say you are atheist, or you're a fetish, or you're archaic, or whatever. My friend, look, we need this country need a total overhaul. As far as I'm concerned, as of today, we are just disjointed. Everybody is on his way. Everybody's on his own. There's no national ideology, and no country survives without a national ideology. What is it that I, as a Nigerian, I can stand up and say, this is why I'm a Nigerian? Nothing. I just give you an example of the children who are registering for WAEC, paying 4,000 naira for NIM that's supposed to be free for them. What else is, you cannot get light? I'm here for over a month now. I don't know when the light blinked here. So people have been on jail. So what are you talking? What? So how do you think people are fearing? And you make people feel as if they don't belong, as if there's a disconnect between those who have and those who don't have. So how do we survive like that? So this is the issue. It's not about NLC. It's about everybody. And I'm not happy with Nigerians. Why am I not happy? Some of us who are advocating for change in real sense, in tangible sense, we become enemies to those people who are canvassing for these vampires in leadership. And that is the problem. Nigerians are good at praising their captors than even praising those who are trying to liberate them. And that is what we've been. I've been here and I know what I'm going through, because when you write an article, the people that will condemn you are people you're fighting for their freedom. So this is the problem.
I'm telling you, honestly, you're very, very correct.
So this is the issue. That's the basic, and unfortunately, I think we have a long way to go. Nigerians should rise.
You said Nigeria need overhauling. Now, how can we overhaul this community, this country? If you check, I always have this saying that people get the kind of government they deserve. I think what our leaders are giving to us is what we deserve, because we've accepted it. In every country, what people get is what they deserve. They speak, they stand, they unite, and they fight any bad leadership or any bad policies they don't like. But here, like you said about writing an article and people you're fighting for fight you, it has been our culture here. And now today, it has been alleged that this present government have some online warriors they pay stipend monthly who will come. Anything you bring on social media to talk that will better the life of Nigeria, they will attack you. They will attack you, and they recruit people to make you look like you are the one attacking the government, whereas you're speaking for the good of the nation and the people. So how can we achieve this when we don't even know what we are going through?
Ben, I want to tell something. You know, people always adduce this scenario. People beget the leaders they have. I reject and I don't accept that, especially in Nigerian context. In Nigerian context, leaders capture enthronement. Yes, they capture it. So it's not people. If you look at what happened in 2023, you discover it's like people were captured. So people, the leader use money and use everything to cajole people. Power. So that's it. So it's not as of today. I think average Nigerian in this particular regime, I don't think majority of Nigerians were in tandem with what we have now. So it's not that we beget. No, we didn't. It was a capture, and it was a listics that captured the Nigerians because of poverty. Because of poverty. I'll give you an instance. Leadership can make a change. Let's look at the Singapore scenario. Let's look at this Asian Tigers. Leadership is core. Like you said it before, you lead, others follow. You are the mirror people are looking at. What is your vision for your country? What do you want to achieve for your country? Who is your citizen? Do you respect your citizen? Do your citizens have dignity? Can your citizen go to farm and come back without being killed? Can I travel from here to wherever and without feeling unsafe? Yeah. So that is it. So it is all about leadership. If you have a leader who will start from himself, I give you an instance. I think it's the president of one of these South American countries that lived on his beetle all throughout 5 years he led on beetle. And the money, $12,000 he was supposed to take, he didn't take it, take only 10% and give the rest. You see, and the man came with an ideology. And today, that country is developing fast. Let me tell you the issue about Singapore. Singapore started their process by attacking the A list. Because when you get the A list, you've gotten everything. The vice president traveled and is coming back. They ask him, how much do you spend? He wants to spend anything, any higher amount, you are dealt with. Nobody cares about it. In the same thing in China. You steal any government money, they take you to your village, invite you home, and kill you. So there's something people are looking at.
There's a law.
But you can see in Nigeria that somebody stole 109 billion and he went to plea bargain. Now we are talking about Kogi state governor. Is on the run. A whole country, one person miss, and nobody is looking for that person.
It's not like they don't know where he is. They know where he is.
So what are you talking? So why somebody? Okay, Erufai have started Erufai. Okay, it's going to end like that. Emefiele, everything now is becoming plea bargain. But can they give the same opportunity to poor people who stole a cup of garri just to eat?
They will stone the person. They will kill the person. They will stone
you, or they will take you and jail. If you go to most of the recreational or correctional centers, the people that are there are poor people. The rich people who stole the future of this country are all running around. The future of this country.
All these poor people stole to survive. They
stole to
survive.
But these people stole to finish the future of a country, and they are all going around look at them in the Senate, look at them in NAS, look at them everywhere. Are we not aware? Is the security agency not aware? They all are. Unfortunately, even the security people who ought to arrest them are the people who were escorting them, who are in their convoy. So what are you talking? We all know our problem. It's not about that we don't know our problem. It is that the leadership, our allies, they've captured the entire Nigeria. So there's nothing you can do. They've captured the army, they've captured the police, they captured everybody. So who are you and me that can talk? More so, they've given us so much of being docile. You are not supposed to carry arm to even defend yourself. So whoever defends you depends on who this elistic gave to you. So it's not about you or any other person. They are the one in charge of your life, everything about you. Now, the only thing that's remaining for a poor man in this country is A. And I'm telling you that if the rich people have a way to take that A, they will take it. Because what we have in this country are wicked, wicked people or animals in human skin. Because they don't think at all that Nigerians should live. And that is the worst aspect of leadership. So leadership, like you said, is not about the people or the society. It is about individuals, characters, integrity. Who are we looking at? Can the person be empathic to citizens? Can the person impact us positively? And where it doesn't, what do we have to do? The Constitution is not helping out. The Constitution have given them everything. So where do we go? Nowhere. Every man is on his own. And that is why in Nigeria, you build your borehole, they provide your own light, you provide even your own road, you provide everything in a country, and they still expect you to pay tax. They still expect you to be patriotic. It's not done that way. So that is the problem, my dear. Thank you. Hello, Beth, are you there? Hello? Hello? Well, let me just conclude, and Nigerians, please, this is an opportunity for us to be calm. Let's Let's just hope that tomorrow will be better. But in that hope, let us understand the future belongs to us, not those leaders. We are the majorities. So whatever we want to do, we can do it. But I don't want us to go burn or destroy or kill. But there are social ways we can do that. Let us keep talking and condemning our leaders in those areas that they've goofed. And maybe one day God will touch their heart to realize that every Nigerian is equal to dignity and to respect. We're all from one family, from one God. Thank you, and God bless you all. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you guys. Best, bye, my dear. Take care.